This is one of the most dangerous planets in the universe. It's a massive, desolate planet that's incredibly hot and has zero atmosphere. This is TOI 849b, and it's the largest rocky planet that we know of. If you were on this planet, you'd have no chance of surviving. It's incredibly close to its star, making the temperature on the planet a whopping 1,500 degrees Celsius. And believe it or not, this rock is only a level 5 on our list of terrifying planets. In this video, we're going to crisscross the universe, checking out the most terrifying places we can find, starting at a level 5, and calculating the terror all the way up to level 100. Okay, now let's check out Trays 2b, clocking in at a level 10. This one is known as a hot Jupiter. That's a name given to a Jupiter-sized gas giant that orbits really close to its star. It's 750 light years away, and it's really, really dark. Now, you might say you're not afraid of the dark, but this is a special kind of dark. This planet absorbs 99.9% of the light that strikes it. That's more than any other cosmic structure that scientists know of. On Earth, the closest thing to it is coal, which absorbs 95% of light. NASA calls this the planet of eternal night, and now that you've landed here, you see it's true. It's pitch black out there. But because Trays 2b is so close to its star, it's also very hot. And because of that, when you look at it, you can see a deep red glow. That is a view of the planet's atmosphere heating up. Spooky. Okay, on to level 15. This one is going to be uniquely horrifying. You're not only going to a new planet, but you're also going back in time, a few 100 million years. This is KOI 55.01, also known as Kepler 70b. When its star burned through all of its hydrogen, its outer layers swelled up as it became a red giant. This is the point in time where we're dropping you onto this terrifying planet. Once it was Jupiter-sized, but after being engulfed by the swelling star, it's now even smaller than Earth. If you could somehow live through this, you'd see the outer gas and liquid layers getting stripped off due to the friction with the star's outer layer. And the planet would come out on the other side burnt to a crisp. It's now at 6,800 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest planets ever. And whatever's left of it is slowly evaporating and will soon be gone. Okay, back to the present day. Time to visit a different kind of yuck, level 20. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to be a boiled egg, well, this is your chance to find out. I'm sure it'll be an interesting eggs experience. Get it? Eggs experience?
Oh, hey ladies!
Well, welcome to Gliese 1214b, a hot, steamy Waterworld about 8 times the mass of Earth. But its land-to-water ratio is a bit different from our home. Of its mass, 75% is from water, and only 25% is from its rocky core. The atmosphere is also incredibly hot and steamy. The ocean, thousands of kilometers deep, and if you dive all the way down, you'll end up trapped beneath some extremely high-pressure water. And down below, it gets pretty weird as things turn to plasma. Ugh. Okay, on to level 25. Now we're going to check out a place that's not just sizzling, not just hot, but ultra super mega hot. It's Kelt 9b, a gas giant with a mass of 3 Jupiters. If you traveled by car at 100 kilometers per hour, it'd take you 7 billion years to get to. Of course, you don't have that kind of time, so pedal to the metal, we need to ramp up to light speed. Still, traveling at the fastest speed there is, it's gonna take you 667 years. And once you get there, well, it's not gonna be pleasant. This is the hottest exoplanet we've ever discovered. The surface temperature is over 4,300 degrees Celsius during the day. It's so hot that the heat tears molecules apart on the side of the planet that faces the star. If you traveled here, it wouldn't just get vaporized. The very molecules that you're made of would split into atoms. Talk about becoming one with the universe. This exoplanet is also being bombarded with a huge amount of radiation from its star, Kelt 9, so much so that it's constantly losing its atmosphere. Eventually, this exoplanet will be completely eroded. Okay, time for you to jump to level 30, what NASA calls the ultimate Frankenstein creation. 1,200 light-years away, you'll find Wasp 12b. It's a gas giant 1.8 times the radius of Jupiter and 1.4 times the mass. This is another one of those hot Jupiters. It orbits so close to its parent star that a trip around it takes just 1.1 Earth days. And the gravitational pull is so extreme that Wasp 12b has been bent out of shape. It's shaped like an egg. But that's not its biggest problem. Wasp 12b is a nightmare because it's literally being torn apart. The star it orbits is pulling material off the surface of the planet. If you were to visit Wasp 12b, well, maybe you'd be pulled off too. 10 million years from now, so much material will be sucked off the planet that it'll be completely gone. Its name tells the story. Wasp-a-planet. Wasp. Get it? No? Alright, time to visit the planet AU McB, located in the planetary system, the AU Microscopii. It orbits a red dwarf star 22 million years old. It's so dim you can't see it with the naked eye, but you can definitely feel it. Why? Well, because the star is beaming this planet with loads of radiation. Standing on this planet, you'd be hit with blasts of X-rays. They're causing the planet's hydrogen atmosphere to escape, so there's no chance of life on AU McB. Not to mention, the entire planet is trapped by a disk of dust. Good luck getting off this one. Okay, I'm ready to leave. On to level 40 and a planet called HD 80606b. I like to call this one a hot and stormy experience. This planet's orbit is no tidy circle around a central star. The orbit is super elongated and weird, and the planet moves like a comet. During its 111-day orbit, it gets extremely close to its parent star, and then it travels super far away. Okay, let's land here on the day that it's super close to its parent star. Your view from the clouds above this planet will be of its star rapidly becoming bigger and bigger. I hope you packed your cooling suit because it's going to get extremely hot. The temperature will go from 500 to 1200 degrees Celsius in just 6 hours. The heat is so intense you'll feel like you're in the middle of a massive explosion. There's no chance you'll live through this, but where could you escape to? Well, there's no relief on the other side of the planet either. This temperature causes the atmosphere to heat up, making winds blow more than 17,000 kilometers per hour. So even if you somehow survived being baked by the heat, you'd be thrown around violently by the storm. Okay, on to the exoplanet K2-141b. This one sits about 200 light years away from Earth. This is a big rocky lava planet orbiting close to its star. So close that a year here is less than 7 hours long. The surface is incredibly hot and oceans of magma are everywhere. But what's unique about this planet are the rocks. There are rocks on the ground, in the ocean, even in the atmosphere. In the intense heat, rocks and sodium atoms vaporize, and then they get hurled at supersonic speeds over to the cold side of the planet where they rain down as rocks. It would be like standing in a landslide. Once they rain down, these rocks fall into the magma ocean, flow back, and the cycle repeats. It's no fun getting hit on the head with rocks, so time to get out of here. From far away, this next planet looks a bit like Earth. Looks pretty inviting. But never judge a book by its cover or a planet by its color. This is Exoplanet HD 189733b, and the one thing you'll be seeing in HD when you get there is the end of your life. You see, winds on this planet blow at 7 times the speed of sound. Once you arrive, you'll be scooped up by the wind, thrown up into the atmosphere, and tossed around this world in circles over and over again. And if that's not enough, you're gonna regret not taking your full metal umbrella. That's because there's glass rain falling on this planet. So if you're not destroyed by the wind, the shards of glass rain will get you. Okay, time for our next stop. Hopefully you have solid health insurance because you're on your way to the Whiplash planet. This is HR 5183b, 3 times more massive than Jupiter. This one orbits its star once every 74 years. If humans lived here, most of us would only celebrate one birthday our entire life. This planet has a weird elliptical orbit. When it's far away from its star, it moves slowly along the orbit. Then, as it gets closer to its star, it suddenly gets a lot faster. And that sudden change in speed is why it got its name, the Whiplash planet. The star's intense gravitational pull makes it speed up. This unusual trajectory also messes with other planets that might be traveling in a more orderly fashion around their stars. So sometimes HR 5183b is referred to as a wrecking ball. After that trip and a trip to the doctor to treat your whiplash, I'm sure you're ready for a new planet. Okay, we're now arriving at a level 60 of terror. Wasp 107b is sometimes called the Candy Floss planet or the Marshmallow planet. Well, that doesn't sound so scary. Let's check it out. Oh, it's raining sand on this planet. Why? Well, because it's 1,000 degrees Celsius here. This temperature causes sand to turn into silicate vapor, which then rises up and reforms into tiny particles of sand too small to see. But over time, they clump up and they rain down at a high velocity, only to start the cycle over again. Oh, and also, this planet is so puffy that there's no solid surface, nothing to stand on. Ugh, it's hot, it's raining sand, nothing to stand on. Not really my ideal day at the beach. Okay, next up, the Poltergeist planet, which I'll classify as definitely creepy. It's 2,300 light years away, and it was one of the first exoplanets to be discovered. To understand why your visit to this planet is going to be super unpleasant, well, let me tell you about pulsars. They're created when a massive star explodes, losing most of its mass. But then the inner core collapses in on itself, and the whole mass turns into a super dense, rapidly spinning object. This is a pulsar. Its magnetic field is intense, and it gives out a ton of radiation, which is the kiss of death for anyone who pays a visit. Standing on the Poltergeist planet, you'll feel the full force of this radiation, all types, from gamma rays to radio waves, and because of the pulsing, you'll be hit with strobe radiation, just like a strobe light. Fortunately, this is no disco. You'll also be blasted with tiny particles coming out of the pulsar. Why radioactive disco? Okay, level 70, 57 light years away from Earth, there's a planet that's particularly frightening. This is GJ504b. Don't let its inviting magenta color fool you. This whole planet is made out of gas, which glows pink. But the gas is just hydrogen and helium, so why is it pink? Well, it's because this planet is pretty young. Just 160 million years old. It's still giving off heat from when it formed. The surface temperature is 230 degrees Celsius. This heat gives it a pinkish glow. And if you were to dig into the planet, you'd notice an incredibly hot core at the center. GJ504b is massive, clocking in at 4 times larger than Jupiter. Its gravity, 10 times as much as Earth's, would be deadly, making it hard for your blood to flow up. Your bones might break, and might fall to the ground and stay there, pinned down. Okay, time to get out of this pink hellscape. Off to LTT 9779b, the shiniest exoplanet ever found. However, spending even a second here would be deadly. For one, there's the scorching heat. The dayside reaches about 2,000 degrees Celsius. It also reflects 80% of the light from its host star, making it so bright it could blind you. What is it reflecting the heat? Metallic clouds. The heat causes metals on the planet to evaporate, so the atmosphere gets saturated with glass and metal vapors. Eventually, the vapors form metallic clouds. Whatever you do, don't breathe in unless you're dying to find out what breathing titanium vapor feels like. Now, if you think titanium rain is bad, well, our next stop is worse, but with a touch of class. We're jumping to level 80 and landing on L9859d, a planet 1.5 times the size of Earth. It's the smallest known exoplanet with an atmosphere. Maybe we'll finally see some life? Excited? Sorry, there's just one problem. This is going to be an extremely smelly experience. Don't inhale. If you do, what you'll smell is a pile of rotten eggs. Yeah, that's right. This planet's atmosphere is rich in sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, which happen to smell like a sewer. Ugh. That's probably because as the parent star's gravity stretches and squeezes it, the surface of this planet gets rocked by volcanoes. Stinky gases are thrown out with the volcanic eruptions. Now, while you're holding your breath, you won't be able to move much either. That's because the planet is covered in oceans of magma, and the temperature is hellishly hot. Okay, so much for being able to find life here. Okay, time to leave this stinkhole. Let's fly to a place we call Black Hole Hell. That's a level 85 terrifier. It's called Porphyrion, and it's a spot where you'll find twin black hole jets. These jets are enormous. They span 23 million light years from one end to another. You probably want to stand way off to the side, otherwise you'll be hit with massive streams of energy and particles that come shooting out of the black hole. Energy equal to what's contained in 1 trillion suns. If you could teleport to the middle, well, you'd be instantly vaporized. Now, wait a minute, doesn't stuff usually get sucked into a black hole? Why are streams of energy shooting out? Well, that's because some of the dust and gas that gets pulled into the black hole gets superheated, and instead of falling in, it's getting blasted out. Okay, time to skip out of this black hole hell. It's time to hit level 90, which is a little bit more scenic. You'll land on 55 Cancri E, which has a sparkling interior made of diamonds and sparkling skies. Now, if you're wondering what's so scary about that, well, sorry, I forgot to mention, this world is covered with a lava ocean. More about that in a second. 55 Cancri E is only 41 light years away. It orbits around its star 55 Cancri A in a mere 18 hours, and since it's so close to its star, it's also incredibly hot. If you landed on the surface, you'd be swimming in an ocean of molten lava. A pretty horrible way to die, but if you look up, at least you'd see some sparkling skies as you left your body. These are silicates that have evaporated to form clouds and reflect the lava below. Okay, on this next exoplanet, it's raining gemstones. Yeah, welcome to Wasp 121b, where on the night side, it's raining metal and gems. This is a level 95. Shaped like a football, this hot Jupiter has a dayside temperature of 3,000 degrees Celsius. If you landed on this side, it wouldn't just be you getting burned. It's so hot that scientists say that various metals like iron, magnesium, chromium, and vanadium are superheated and now exist as gases in the atmosphere. If you look at the atmosphere, you'll see water molecules glowing as they break down into hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Now, on the night side, the temperature is half of what it is on the day side. These different temperature extremes cause a powerful wind to blow. So powerful that you'd get picked up on the day side and blown over to the dark side, which is also pretty hot. You'd be at 1500 degrees Celsius. Too hot for water to condense, but hydrogen and oxygen molecules combine again to form water vapor. And if you were still alive, well, you'd have gemstones raining down on you. But they wouldn't be so much of a treasure anymore. Now for our last stop, I'm both excited and a little terrified. You're landing on GJ1132b, 41 light years away. It used to be a Neptune-like gas planet with a thick hydrogen atmosphere, but then it was blasted with intense radiation by its star and lost all its original atmosphere. Volcanic activity on the surface caused other gases to seep out and create a new atmosphere. But I hope you have your gas mask on, because here, at level 100, without taking precautions, you'll be breathing poison gas. There's hydrogen, methane, hydrogen cyanide, and a fourth component that's similar to the smog we have on Earth. So yeah, breathing this stuff, your lungs are not going to be happy. Hydrogen cyanide is used in chemical warfare. Breathing in even small amounts causes headaches, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, and if you keep breathing, seizures and death. Yeah. Eesh. After seeing all these deadly exoplanets, all I can say is it's kind of a miracle that we ended up with such a nice spot like Earth. I'll have to remember that next time I complain about anything. It's not scorching hot, it's not raining glass or metal sand, I'm not breathing poison. It's kind of perfect. But what will it look like in 100 years? Well, that sounds like a story for another What If.